Hi, my lovelies. So, welcome to the intuitive reading. We'll say a weekly forecast, but we already know that it is very vast and broad. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Allow yourself to be open to the messages, and let's see what's going on. First and foremost, we say thanks for the day, and we thank for the messages in advance. Please bring about message of truth, healing, love, and light for us, please, collective. What messages do you have for us for the upcoming week? You want us to know what do we need to focus on? Lovely. We've got number 17, which is action, that has come up first and foremost. Love to see the action card because it just shows that there is things that are going to be highlighted to do. Some of which may feel a little bit nerve-wracking. However, it's about bringing into balance both of your elements. We've got yin and yang come up as well after the action card. And let's see what the last message is. Wow, that jumped right out. Angel of Strength. So we have got divine backative, and they're asking to tap into that strength. Your inner lioness, inner goddess, that power. Remember that there is a silent confidence and a silent power that you have that needs to be utilized. So let's go into the messages as they come up. So the first one that we have today is number 17, which is action. Okay, so it feels like there's going to be a need this week to put into action the things that have been bubbling away in the mind, preparation, and again, we've got what follows next. You know, there's movement and there is what follows, what is to come. So I think the energy is to speak in the present tense, but also think about what things look like what my ideal day is going to look like, what the type of people I'm going to be interacting with, how you need to push forward with showing your abilities, coming into balance with the things that are going on in your mind and the things that what's going on emotionally as well. There is an energy around a little bit of fear. It's a little bit of fear, but still moving through the fear. If you can see that they're actually in movement mode, they're actually about to take off. This one seems like it's already in flow, and this one seems to be catching up to the rhythm. So there is an energy where full pelt, let's get it going, and also what comes next, and being kind of not necessarily cautious, but being mindful. I think it's about mindful actions instead of just impulse action. So let's see what the tarot has to say to clarify why action is here and what type of action they are describing that will be beneficial to us. And definitely around, oh, lovely. So we've got the Chariot, your willpower. Yeah, so it's going to be coming from that will and drive to get things done, to handle the business, to show up as your best self. And the Chariot is really about what are you willing to do? What are you willing to tweak, to change, to be open to? I think it's almost like stepping into a unfamiliar space and projecting what it is that you will. And that's the thing with the Chariot card. Sometimes there is, that's why I was saying about this impulsive action. There is like a more just jump to jump, any means necessary. And then there's also this, like I said, this quiet confidence that comes across in a mild manner. It's almost like jovial, but cautious is not the word. Give me another word. Quiet confidence is almost like like the devil's in the detail, you know. And that's kind of what it is, having that extra space for understanding what it is that you want to put out, why you want to put it out, and ensuring that you're putting out what you want, not being led by just your emotions. So not being led by the fear, but rather being led by the ability um, to show up, to put a spin on something. Almost feels like put a spin on, because the chariot card sometimes could signify um, people doing things by any means necessary. So it's like, I've got to win, I've got to get this, you know, and that could mean doing some obscene or not the best types of action. This is why I feel like as though there is a energy where saying, don't take yourself too far to the left, just shine a light on those things that you want to highlight and have the will to show that and speak it into existence. Act as if, you know, if you are not confident, then act like you are. And then soon enough, as you become more comfortable, it will start to become more easier and you will start to feel at ease. I think it's working through this state. If you can see this person's face, it's almost like I'm about to address, you know, the congregation. I'm about to address the people, and I want to appear clear in my reasoning, and that I have, you know, all the cards on the table, so to speak, that kind of energy. So I like the fact that we've got the chariot there, because that's will, the willpower, that energy, and we've got the yellow around. So it's definitely is that solar plexus energy, drawing in that sort of will, drive, power. What do I have in my arsenal? It's about really looking at what you have already. Maybe write a list of all the stuff that you have to offer, the, you know, the things that only you know how you can do in a specific way, you know, how you want to elevate what you have already, to maximize any action that is taken. So I'm loving to see that there, because there is a vim to keep it up, although there might be some fear. But it seems like with the charity here, you know exactly what needs to get done. So it's not necessarily a fear of not having enough or being enough. It's mainly, okay, yeah, the 7 of Wands has come up. So it's mainly about the work that is being done. So it's the work that's necessary. So as you can see that we've got the Wands. This is this energy where it's like, what's worked in the past and what hasn't. It's a review. It's almost like, you know, see him just picking up one of the wands and moving it away from himself, or moving it in another position, placing the skills, the abilities in the right places, creating the right balance. And that is what this 7 of Wands is really about. It's about, when I took the action last, what were the things that really resonated with me, the things that I heard, what were the key phrases and words that really worked, and what were the things that I enjoyed about working a part of a team, how I've been dealing with my family matters, you know, what's worked there and what hasn't. And this is about all interactions. So although we've got the Wands, which is about that drive and determination, and we know that that's about passionate movement towards innovation, career-based action, you know, communication, but it's the passionate energy. This is why they're asking you to tap into this chariot, your willpower, your drive, your vim, your vigor for life. That is where you will find the magic, as it were, to decide where you place these wands, how you rearrange things, and see how the pattern just seems to be unfolding when you deal with one person in a specific way, and realize that it actually has a positive chain reaction on all of your interactions, because of the perception change, because of the rejigging and finding the vigor and vim for life again in a different way, and sort of saying, yeah, man, I'm going to take actions on things that make me feel good, you know, that's going to yield the type of money that I want, the type of lifestyle that I'm wanting to have the type of interactions. So I'm going to be mindful of showing up. Maybe I host something, maybe I go and link people more, maybe I take action on some of the more social aspects of fitness. Maybe that's a little class, or maybe that's, things to do with children. Maybe, there's I don't know, meeting people at soft play, or meeting people, in social aspects. It's almost like that's what I keep hearing. Remember that networking is always happening. There's always someone who, if you keep an eye out, there's always someone who you can collab with, who can support you, who you can support. So it's really about understanding that in every space we are essentially showing off our skills or showing our character. So it's almost like remembering that we are a walking, talking advert, and it's all of our actions, our interactions, how we support one another, how we show up, how we show out, how we participate, how we, it's that kind of energy. So I'm really liking to see this action card here with that energy of saying, check in with what you got already. Start becoming excited, about what it's going to look like for you, and decide what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do in order to get what it is that you want. And also, again, coming into balance with that feeling, and then rejigging some stuff, what needs to be what's the word for it? Moved around, rejigged almost. It's that sort of energy of what worked and what hasn't with the Seven of Wands. And lastly, let me see, I feel like there's one other message around this action card. Get one more clarification. Know that this action card, this action energy needs to be, and as well, one of the things that's noteworthy is that the solar plexus energy space is quite a lot of where we hold a lot of our emotional memory. So maybe it's really about not, again, with this wands, what works and what hasn't, but not making the fear of what didn't work before not work for you. And then we've got the Eight of Wands, which is so wonderful to see here because it's clear communication, fast. This is about travel. This is about innovation. This is clear communication. So with all your actions right now, tap into that space where you your willpower, your drive, your motivation, your vim for life, let your lifestyle drive you, the type of lifestyle that you want, the flexibility of life, clear the clear communication with everyone, the interactions coming from a place of joy, deciding what are the things that work and what don't. Let me move some stuff out the way. I'm gonna have better interaction with, I don't know, my siblings or my parents. I'm going to have talk to my children about certain things. And I think it's actions around, like I said, this emotional memory. So it's almost like saying, I want to draw a line under the sand. I want to move this, and this out of the way. I'm going to replace it with this. And I'm going to be clear in how I express myself, how I come across, how I set my boundaries, how I, and it's all passionate. This is what I'm saying. There's a whole load of wands here. And then also this chariot energy, which is actually a Cancer energy, Cancerian energy. So it's vim and vigor. And this is what I was saying about wanting to be comfortable, because the Cancerian energy is about home and nurture and feeling comfortable. So it's about coming home to yourself, being really honest what needs to be moved around, and being clear in your communication and your action steps. And that's what's going to support the action overall. So I'm loving the fact that there are some actual structural things that we can put in place to utilize the actions for this week and beyond. So the next energy that we have is number 22, which is the yin and yang. And this is about the balance of that light and dark, that up and down, that left and right, and in ensuring that you feel comfortable with even the stuff that seems I don't know, as though you may want to hide this element, and I think as well, there's a lot of power in vulnerability. So it's okay to show vulnerability. And that's what I think this is what being balanced and remembering this vim and vigor for life is about, because we have this energy that I don't want to show my more weaker aspects. I kind of want to show myself as being extremely competent, or that I've got my emotions in check, that I'm, a well balanced, rounded person with no mental, no mental health issues, no strain, no worry, no this, no that. But there is a huge power in talking about what it is that you've overcome and expressing that through your actions, through your clear communication, through sort of saying, I've gone through a a huge amount of, in a short space of time, and I find myself in a space where I can still cultivate joy and I can still love on people around me. It's not always sunshine and fluffy clouds. It's, sometimes there's that darker element that I've got to fight through. But what is clear to me, or what it is that I know that I've got to keep going, and I've got to speak to existence what it is that I want very, very clearly. And I need to be comfortable with making changes, and also having the motivation and vim for what it is that I want ultimately. And that is yin and yang in general. That is working through the stuff that needs to get changed with this Seven of Wands energy, right? And then speaking and acting as if in a more positive energy. So it's the balance of the two. It's not negating one for, it's not taking one away, because there's power in the both of what you have to bring. So that light, smiley, bubbly energy to any situation is definitely going to yield in the confidence. We also have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, I love when he comes up, because what he's saying to us is essentially we have how do you describe it? So it's almost like saying we have everything within our arsenal, and the balance is what's going to bring in this lasting financial abundance and support and luxury. Because essentially what it's saying is that we're wanting to be in this space of feeling comfortable, living luxurious, knowing that we've labored, we've done stuff in order to have the sort of lifestyle that we want. This is the fruits of our labor. So you're wanting to bring into balance both aspects of yourself, so that the energy of what you truly believe you deserve will be balanced. It's not going to be coming from a lack state of mind, and it's not going to be coming from an over ambitious and flaky place, or a place where it's just sort of airy fairy. You're not going to put any real action behind it. It's just all chat. Whereas when you bring in the yin yang energy and you recognize that both are necessary, the vulnerabilities and also the highlighting of strengths and abilities and skills and talents and love and them and peace and joy, and with all of that, this is where the luxury comes in. This is where the what's that word for? It's sort of like this is where the sweet spot is. This is where it's the right conditions. It's the right conditions. You're not trying to push away and pretend that there ain't things that need to be shifted. And you aren't, what's the word for it as well? Being unrealistic in your approach. It's not like you're not just, just going to turn up there with nothing. You know what I mean? I'm going to just be here. I'm going to, quite a few things coming up, and there's a lot of emotional based stuff coming up. There's a lot of nostalgia. And I think another thing that is quite noteworthy is that with the King of Pentacles, he's taken a while to get to where he's got to. Remember, like with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like the slowest knight in the deck, as in he's not charging on his horse like the other knights. He's more pacing himself. So there is an energy around not having to do 50,000 things at one and spin a million plates. It's about picking one topic, one area, and really taking the time to cultivate that before you move on to the next thing. Because when we start thinking about, oh, I need to do this and I need to implement that into my life, or I need to do this, it just makes your head spin, and it can do more harm than good. So it's about slowing down and becoming very methodical, and being very clear about what it is that you want. So I'm liking the fact that there is this energy with the yin and yang around just being comfortable with and recognizing the power. Oh, look at that. And we've got strength come out again. So with the yin yang, have the strength to deal with, any kind of opportunities. And this could even just be things that you didn't think were going to pop up, unexpected things, things that you didn't think was going to be an eventuality, and it's about being open to that and knowing that you have the strength to support anything that comes up, and maybe that could be a part of maybe your affirmation. I have the strength and resilience to handle or to take advantage of all situations. I am able to, counteract whatever it is. It's, use your own language, but the whole thing is about that spin, of turning that fear into power. And this is what strength is talking about. This is why I was saying it's okay to feel how you feel. The vulnerabilities are there for a reason. And you can utilize that bubbly belly anxious energy and turn it into a powerful projection of energy. When you start to say, the anxiety in my stomach I utilize to, to bring about vim and vigor into everything, that every word that I speak, every word that I speak will be heard, on a cellular level, every, I'm, whatever, any energy that feels adverse to me or whatever, I have the energy and the power to spin and take what I need from all situations and benefit from it. So there is a lot of strength in your ability to balance this yin yang energy, this up down, this light dark, this in out, this energy, because there are opportunities abound. Ace of Wands, and I say this is a very wands heavy reading, and yes, on some let's get it done type of situation, but in a nice and neat way, which I'm really, really thankful to see, because it's not just action based on get it done. It's literally, there are so many opportunities. Remember the strength that you have within to step into all situations. Come in with a space of knowing what it is that you want. I want to be comfortable. I want things to work for me. I want everything to be an advantage and not a hindrance to me. It's got to play into alignment with what I'm doing, with where I'm headed. I've got to be comfortable. It's got to work for me, essentially. It's got to work for me, so that I can have the luxury of time, comfort, flexibility, and whatever is necessary. So I think that's why the King of Pentacles is here to remind you of what it is that you want, essentially, and then what it is that you're willing to do in order to get that, with the Chariot and Seven of Wands. I love this clear communication as well. Okay, so I love the fact that Strength is here again to support the balancing of the yin yang energy, because there are opportunities. Ace of Wands talks about boundless opportunities, and it's not just necessarily work, career, finances. It's peace within. It's been able to see the signs. It's been able to check the synchronicities. It's been able to tap into that energy and space of, what am I learning here? What am I being brought here to overcome? What is this situation yielding? And that's the kind of vibration. So I really like when I see yin and yang, because it's a nice energy, because it's about the balance of the two. And then we see Angel of Strength come up, and then this is our overall. So we've got Strength, and the Angel of Strength is all around. Yeah, there is an energy of just some divine support. And it's so nice when, in the midst of any fear, worry, anxiety, or even just when you've made a decision. This is what a lot of the Wands energy is about. Once you've made a decision and you've taken action on, I don't know, changing the way you do things, moving, cutting people, places, and things out, and restructuring your life, restructuring your career, restructuring, your health and well-being, restructuring your home. There is a space of, an energy, whereas sometimes it could be like, is this the right decision? Some going back on some of the things. And I think this is why the Angel of Strength is here to say, I know that sometimes you have a tendency to go back on your word, or to go back to situations, or go back to default, as it were. And the Angel of Strength is here to support you moving out of that space and utilizing the balance of the both, and recognizing that they're all here for a lesson and to support us. So I'm liking to see that there is that energetic support in the midst of this change. Sometimes change can be very difficult, but like I was saying, Divine's energy is about, just act as if you are not feeling comfortable with a decision or how you're currently moving, and you know that you need to cultivate an energy of confidence, joy, and vim. For that, we've got the Star, and the Star's about that hope and faith and divine support again. So they're just saying, you're not on your own. You have so much support around you. There are so many of your ancestors, your spirit guides, just wanting you to win, and you are the star in this situation. And that's what you need to remember. This is what I mean about, with that Chariot card, really tapping into that. I'm truly, here to do some great things. There's no one like me, and I am the star in my own show. This is about myself. This is about me living the life that I've dreamt of. And this is about having the type of relationships and love and connection, that I really, really want. And I want to be able to tap into my emotions. I want to be able to pour into myself and pour into others, because I have a lot to give. I have so much more to learn, and I'm open to learning, and I'm excited about, what's next and what it's going to look like, So it's really nice to see this at the back of strength, but this is just another very high powered energy card, around that faith and about, that hope and there's another, and again, this kind of talks about that quiet confidence. It doesn't have to be loud and it doesn't have to be brash. It doesn't have to be, the traditional fire energy, which is I'm going to nick down the door, make it all happen. And what's wonderful about utilizing this energy is that you can take from that because we have the yin yang. So yes, utilize that fire energy, utilize that Leo passion, that one where they know that, listen, I'm here to do stuff and ain't no one like me. I'm about to come here and show you guys what it is. I'm about to create the narrative around here. I'm going to talk circles around you. I'm going to make you love me, damn it. It's that kind of energy. I'm lovable. I'm, a joy to be around. And these are the words and these are the things that they're asking you to pull from with this star energy. You are the star. You are big in the game. You are here for a reason. So anytime that real pang of, am I worth it? Am I worthy of this level of I don't know, responsibility or am I worthy? Am I ready? Even sometimes feeling unprepared could be actually a sign that you're not feeling confident. It's like, oh, I don't think I have everything that I need. You do. You have everything that you need. You just need to tap into yourself deeper. Anything that you need more improvement on, then you add to. But you are adding to. You're not filling into a completely empty vessel. And that is what the energy is about. Don't see yourself as not having enough. Just think about what I'm going to do to expand what I have already. So this strength energy is also talking about celebrations. Okay, so this is coming together. This is strength, and I think it's about when we talk about having strength, sometimes it could be nerve-wracking being around a huge amount of people, whether they be people that you love. And it's also about strength in the resolve. So it might be a difficult situation, like for instance, 9 nights and funerals. We've experienced that. I don't know. It could be celebratory. We're celebrating life. We're reminiscing. We're pouring out drinks. We are having amazing time. We are lifting up one another. This could be again from a really nice situation, like I don't know, someone's birthday or there's celebration coming up, and I think it's almost like there's going to be a personal celebration of what's the word for it? It's like that tap on. It's like that when you're giving that pat on the back. It's like, well, I did that. And make sure you allow yourself that time to give yourself a pat on the back for all of the things that you've been able to overcome. That you thought, I just didn't think I was going to be able to do that. Emotionally, I was so lost in the source. I was going down the rabbit hole. I didn't feel myself. I didn't feel amazing like I usually do. And that's kind of where this energy is coming from, where there's going to be a celebration in social settings where you would have to, I don't know, sort of be strong in the moment, as in I may be feeling grief, sadness, anxiety, depression, but I'm surrounded by wonderful people. I'm reminded of a time, I'm reminded of yesteryear, I'm reminded of this, it's being highlighted who I am and how great it is to interact with people. And I feel better about it. And that's where it is, recognizing that there is strength that's being charged at you and what you're actually bringing about each time you are in celebrating mode, whether you're celebrating yourself or others. And there is recognition and reward on the way. I love when I see the 6 of Wands, because the 6 of Wands is recognition. rewards for every time that you continued to move on, every time you continued to lead by example, every time you had to just wheel and come again. Yeah, I was going in the whole wrong direction. I was lost in the sauce. I weren't here. I weren't playing the game really. I was just flowing in the current. I weren't, about paddling or fighting to find the banks of the river. I was just floating away, just letting the emotions, life, trauma, just take me. You get what I'm saying? I just let everything just take me. And it's every time that you pulled yourself back, and every time that you got up in the dawn and then you didn't really feel like you wanted to, and every time that you spoke up for yourself, and every time that you was able to humble yourself and apologize, and every time that you was able to show love and show up and give and receive. There is so much to be so much for you to celebrate, and people have seen the changes. This is what I'm saying about the recognition and the rewards. There is recognition for the changes that you are making. And don't think that they're being unseen because you may not be hearing everybody shouting it from the rooftops, but you will see it in the way people interact with you. They'll be less on eggshells because they know that you've done more work, so they don't have to be like, oh my gosh, we can't even say certain things around such and such, but they'll automatically think it's about them, and we'll all have to deal with the consequences. So every time that you're able to kind of step out of that, people are seeing that, right, I've seen some changes here. There's so much more positive energy around this person. They become a bit more go-getterish. They feel like they're for this thing. They seem to be in the game, and there is a reward in treating yourself as such. There is a reward in speaking clearly. There is a reward in moving things around. There is a reward for being motivated for life, and taking those actions. There is a reward in dealing with the light and the dark, and not feeling like one is bad and the other is better. It's just experience and energy. So there is a reward in working towards situations and yourself overall. So I love to see recognition and reward. I love to just see that there we have got cards up 6, 7, 8. There's 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 6, 7, 8. So there is movements going down with this wands energy, very, very heavy in the powerful energy of the fire, fire signs, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, tapping into that space, that energy. And then lastly, we have the Page of Pentacles. And it's saying, what I like about the Page of Pentacles, because it's like, what are you going to start? What are you going to do? It's like, let's just start. Pages are like the beginning of the journey. You haven't quite even got there yet. Maybe this is the first part of the situation that you deal with. Like maybe, like I said, like the topics before, or a specific area of your life, a specific thing. So maybe this pentacle right now is, right, I'm going to deal with the financial freedom aspect of my life right now. I'm going to deal with ensuring that the bills are paid on time. I'm going to take a portion of my finances to put towards self-care and doing stuff that is fun, so that I'm pouring into myself, that it's not all work and no play, makes people very, very dull. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about saying, so what am I going to do now that I have everything within my arsenal to do? So I love the fact that it's about taking things into small chunks, dealing with one area at a time, and not really about spinning 1,000 plates, but also making actions that is from an informed place, from an enlightened space, and utilizing the energy of the yin and yang. I love that. So let's see what the angels of abundance have to say This is a very, very action. Gosh, words of abundance come up. I'm not surprised. A lot of action-based energy, a lot of passionate drive, deservingness, and successful funding. So again, we're tapping into, obviously, we've been talking about, I think, finances, and we also have the King of Pentacles. So, like, again, a lot of action towards being comfortable, doing things, innovating, changing things, building from scratch, adding to a foundation that's already there. It's about adding your secret sauce to the mix. It's what you're bringing to the potluck. It's that kind of energy. You don't know what it is that you're going to get. And I think that's what people are intrigued about. They don't really know exactly what they're going to get. However, they are excited to see what it is that you come up with. So the Angels of Abundance is, again, talking to us about, obviously, finances, support, wealth, and well-being as well. So I'm not surprised that words of abundance have come up, because I did say that with the speech element in here, and saying how clear communication and being very specific is very, very key. So words of abundance, you have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms. And this is what you will attract for yourself and others. So again, that words of abundance, yeah? Again, tapping into that 8 of Wands energy. Deservingness, again, going into that self-worth energy. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels see how amazing you truly are. And this is what I was saying about this star card, about being supported. And it just said, the Most High, your angels, your ancestors, they all see that you're deserving, you're deserving of love and abundance and support. So even if you're not feeling it, in yourself, this is why sometimes you still just, I don't know where this energy came from. I don't know where this confidence happened. I just woke up and felt great, or I just took control of the situation and just shifted my vibration. These are where these inclinations come from. Our ancestors, our spirit guides, and they just give us, seeds, and we just develop it. Starts from just an idea, and before long we take action on that idea or that feeling or that impulse. And this is coming from a very deeper place. It's not just being popped out of the sky, out of anywhere. This is some divine support. This is the universe conspiring for your greatest good, and you being able to recognize these signs and just be like, oh, give thanks. I got what I needed in that moment to help me shift where I was at. So then we have successful funding. And it says your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same your ideas are divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you your idea. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. So again, successful funding. So anything that is, you may feel like you may not have within your arsenal, again, there's support there. There's funding that can be applied for, partnerships. And again, that goes back to that you are a walking advertisement. You are always networking when you're speaking to someone. Anytime anyone asks you what you do, this is a perfect opportunity to say, I do this and I'm passionate about that. In my spare time, I do this, but my real passion is that. You may end up bucking up with somebody who is just in alignment with where you're at. Maybe they might want to do the same hobby as you. So now you have a partner to do the fun stuff that you want to do. or they have a missing link to something that you have, or they may have an idea or a tip, or you know, it's all encompassing. So it's great to see that with the action steps there are great outcomes, you know, and it's about working through it all and being okay with what it looks like, because it doesn't actually have to look like anything in particular. So as we draw to a close, I want to draw upon the animal spirits to get some advice and guidance and words of encouragement and just some insight, really. These cards are like vast. I like the different messages that, wow. Okay. Okay, I like it. So we have number 7. I didn't even get to do up everything. 3 cards just came out. Back. This is what it is. So the first one is number 7, which is the bee spirit, and it says sweet results await. Okay, sweet results await. This is what I'm saying. There's good things on the horizon, people, right? And it's about tapping into everything and being okay and transmuting and bringing into awareness where you're at and honoring where you're at, you know. Huge strength and power in that, and sweet results await. So keep doing that, the work, keep taking the action, keep taking the breaks that's necessary, because it's all in alignment. Things are happening for a reason. So allow yourself the grace, you know, and enjoy the sweet stuff, you know, because it's going to be very, very lovely. So sweet results await. And then we have number 19, dog spirit, and it says, be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to what you love. So again, be loyal to what you love. So that could just be the area of expertise that you're into, your family, the thing, you know, whatever it is that you are wanting to cultivate, bring more of into your life, be loyal to it, you know, and because it will allow you to feel that energy of excitement and vim and vigor, you know, tapping into that energy, that solar plexus motivation. So ensure that you're doing things that you actually enjoy, and that is something that you see yourself really, really doing, you know. Be loyal to what you love, and it will, again, there will be rewards, you know, and you'll be recognized for the energy that you bring, you know, the different light that you offer, different perspective, because of your sheer joy for doing what you're doing, or remembering the why of what you're doing. If it's just to be comfortable, if it's to support people, whether it's to just be, you know, a part of this great machine, then you're part of the machine. You do well, you know. So be loyal to what you love, you know, and be loyal to yourself first and foremost, you know. That's why it's got to be, you know, love yourself, give yourself that little love and compassion. And then very lastly, we have number 67, the wolf spirit, and it says, turn your knowledge into wisdom. Okay, the wolf says, turn your knowledge into wisdom. Okay, you have so many different scenarios, situations that you can call upon, you know, and all of that has been gathering data. For every situation, you're just gathering data. So turn that knowledge, turn that data into wisdom. Again, back into that reshift energy with that 7 of Wands. What's worked, what hasn't, what kind of needs to be reshaped, you know, what needs to be dashed out and what needs to be implemented, you know. And that's, you know, I want more of that in my life. I want more of the sweet results. I want more of yummy energy. I want more romance. I want more sexual exploration, whatever it is that is bubbling. Turn your knowledge into wisdom, you know, and rejig stuff, you know, because again, like we said, sweet results await. All right, my lovelies. So this has been your reading. Blessings. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I'm going to stop the video so we can have our reflection. It's always great to be here in person, because watching the recordings fine and dandy, yeah, but when you're here in person and you get to interact and bounce off the energies of the sisters in the space, it is truly, truly wonderful. So hope to see you again next week, 11 a.m. every Sunday. Yeah, go forth and have a wonderful week. Much love and blessings.